So fall is about over, giving way to winter, which means it's 30 degrees here on the Virginia Blue Ridge Parkway, about the same temperature up on the Virginia Skyline Drive earlier today. The region had a little bit of snow today, but honestly, they had more snow to the south than we did up here. We just have these frigid cold temperatures coming behind this latest cold front as winter explodes onto the scene. You know, does winter actually explode? I don't guess winter explodes, does it? Probably a bad metaphor there. Anyway, it is freezing out here today. Very cold and very, very windy. This is a pretty cool trail though. Greenstone Trail is pretty awesome, but I'm going to tell you about it from the comforts of this nice, warm, cozy truck because it's cold out there. 30 degrees, sure, that's what it registers in here in the truck, 31 degrees, but the windshield, probably around 0. It's dangerous hiking even just a little bit in the wintertime, but honestly, it's one of my favorite times to hike. And the reason why is because of insects. I can't stand insects. You got the poison oak, the poison sumac, poison ivy, all that stuff. So wintertime is a great time to hike, especially this time of year. You know, the deer are very active. It's a lot of fun to hike this time of year for me. So, hey, if you've never hiked in the wintertime, make sure you're prepared and make sure you do some, surface level research on how to stay safe when you're hiking this time of year. But I encourage you to get out in the mountains in the wintertime. It's like seeing a whole different mountain range. You know, we're facing the east, or rather you're facing the east behind us, and it's funny because we're on the same ridge line, we're about the same elevation, but yet it's warmer here, warm enough to where I don't have to have my coat unless I was going to be out here for about 20 minutes. But just stopping on this pull-off here, I can run out of the truck real quick, shoot some video, and run back in the truck. On the last look-off we were on the Greenstone Trail, man, you couldn't even walk out of the truck without freezing, and it's just that much of a difference. That side faces the west, where that wind is just beating down on you from that cold front. Another reason why I love coming up here in the wintertime is because the air is really, really clean and clear, crystal clear, and you can just see a lot farther, and you can see a lot of the details and the nuances within the mountains, and I love that. Just see the way that they kind of roll around the valley here. It's just absolutely beautiful, especially this mountain here behind me. It's one of my favorite on the Blue Ridge Parkway. It's just got so much character and so many things going on. I love it. Overlook is kind of interesting because Carol and I have driven by here many, many times, and we just kind of drive right by it. And the reason why is because you couldn't see the overlook. There was like a forest behind us here. And so I guess the Park Service came in and they've cut all these trees down. There had to be a reason why they let the forest grow right here for so many years. So if you're in Virginia and you come up to the Blue Ridge Parkway, just keep in mind that the Slacks Overlook here is open for business. There's a beautiful, beautiful mountain view right here. There's trails to either side of this pull-off, and I think the other side of the ridgeline. So, hey, this is a nice place. You need to come check it out. So even though I love it up here during the wintertime, this time of year it can be a little bit frustrating because they'll close the road for inclement weather and repairs during this time of year. Starting right now, 1st of November, you have to start checking the websites. I'll link to those websites in the description. I'll also link to a certain app that'll help you keep up with road closures on the Blue Ridge Parkway. But this is that time of year where you really need to be monitoring those things because they'll shut it down. You want to keep that in mind when it comes to planning any type of road trips up here during the winter. We've seen a lot of activity up here today from the Park Service, and I forgot to put on my seatbelt. And just another reason that I love coming up to the Blue Ridge Parkway or the Skyline Drive in the winter is because the landscaping and the architecture pops out that much more. You guys hear me talk about that all the time, so I won't belabor the point, but one of the most amazing things about the Parkway is the amazing architecture and landscaping of the tunnels and the bridges and all that kind of stuff. It just makes it absolutely beautiful. So when you come up here in the wintertime, it just pops out that much more.